Hey, Austin Norris here. Today I'm going to do a real quick video on Lemniscate, which is a principle we use in ELDOA. So essentially, Lemniscate is the concept of putting joint force in opposite directions stacked against each other to create decompression. So this is something that we use a lot in ELDOA to create that axial decompression of the spine to start to neutralize tension and strength balances in the spine. Lemniscate can also be used in the peripheral joints, can be used in the legs, but today we're going to focus on the spine. So I've been putting out a lot of ELDOA videos and classes, tutorials lately. I've been getting some feedback about people having some trouble understanding what Lemniscate is or feeling it in their body. So what I'm going to do today is show you how you can do a Lemniscate from a seated position. You can also do it from a standing position, just to practice it outside of your ELDOA practice. So for a seated Lemniscate, basically we're sitting, I'm in a saddle stool right now, but you could do this in a chair as well. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor my sit bones and roll my pelvis forward. So by anchoring the sit bones and rolling the pelvis forward, what I'm doing is creating some extension in the lumbar spine. Now in order for me to find decompression in the lumbar spine, what I can do is then take the bottom of the rib cage in the front body and try to push it down, at the same time keeping that forward movement. So now what's happening is the pelvis is tilting forward, but the rib cage is kind of tilting back, and this forward back is working against each other. And the result of it is creating decompression through the lumbar spine. It's kind of stacking up very tall, very stiff, right? Now I can add another element to this, which is as I'm trying to put the rib cage down in the front of the body, I can take the breastbone at the top of the body and start to arch it up. So now we have pelvis forward, ribs back to decompress the low back, and now adding this tilting of the breastbone up against the bottom of the ribs being pushed down creates that axial extension and decompression in the thoracic spine. And then finally, we can take the chin and push the chin back into the throat. And this combination of this chin tuck countering the breastbone up is creating some decompression now in the neck. So you can try this as a postural endurance exercise while sitting, just to start to learn it, to understand it. But it's also a great thing to do for those of you who have desk jobs or tend to be sitting a lot. If you just take a minute, like out of every hour to do this, it'll make a world of difference over time. So I'll guide you through it. Anchoring the sit bones, pelvis rolls forward, keeping that pelvis roll forward, ribs back, chest out, chin tucked. Okay, so I'm starting to feel pressure in my low back. I feel pressure in the neck. These are the two regions where I tend to be very tight. And now what I can do is actually take my hands to my knees here, and I can push very slightly and start to add some deep breathing. So now I'm working the strength of my diaphragm and the strength of my breath against all this fascial tension I've created through my spine and my rib cage. And then from there, once you have that and you have that strength where you're starting to feel the decompression, you're starting to feel the tension, the work through the core, we can start to play with adding the arms. So this is where we go wrist extension, external rotation without losing that spine. Wrist extension, external rotation. This is binding now tension through the arms into the upper back. And this can be a level 2 for you. And if you're able to still maintain that Lemniscate, now we can start to work on reaching the arms up overhead. And when we're reaching, we're trying to push up as hard as you can, like you're trying to pull the shoulder blades off the rib cage off the pelvis, creating that axial extension, that decompression. So you can work on just holding this for a minute, deep breathing. I find a minute is 3-second inhale, 3-second exhale for 10 reps. And there you go. Again, same thing can be applied while standing. Just a little drill to try out to help you understand the sensation of spinal decompression in your body for your ELDOA practice, or just as something to integrate into day-to-day. There we go. I'm Austin Norris. Hope that was insightful for you. I'll be throwing this video up probably on my Patreon and my YouTube channel. I'll put in some links in the description below to find more of my work. Until next time, thank you very much.